you doing, everyone? Welcome to the Get Loud podcast. Oh, we expanded the show. Sean was saying maybe he's going to join the show now on a regular basis. I don't know what's going on. We got London, we got Smoot. We're going to switch things up now?
Yeah. I don't know. Sean say this show belongs to him now. Get Loud with Sean Spring.
Hey, sounds better. He's a professional, and I am him.
He like to stir the pot.
I'm just here for eye candy.
Well, don't forget, you can always call the show. Here's the landline right here.
Yeah, we do have a landline.
703-726-7419. It's 703-726-7419. We hear your voicemails. We got them, and we're going to play some at the end of the show.
Yes.
Before we get started, we have to squash something right now.
Please, put it out there, Jinx.
Oh, my, because Logan said this last week, joking around.
Yeah, giving you hell on the show.
I am not a Cowboys fan.
Say it again.
I am not a Cowboys fan.
Say it
I'm
with
from
your
Texas.
chest. Say it with your chest.
I'm a Longhorn. I am not a Cowboys
We need
fan.
some proof,
I hate the Cowboys.
We need proof, though,
So,
Jake.
Rufus, so do you think in his closet he has a belt buckle?
He for sure grew up with
and a
Dallas
pair of boots.
He for sure grew up with a pair of Dallas Cowboy pajamas. For sure, I can see him.
Oh, this is going to make things
He
worse.
has some boots, though.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a Cowboy fan.
No,
Do he still got the boots?
No, did he have a pair of Cowboy pajamas growing up? Yes or no?
Yeah, no.
No, you know who I was actually growing up? I was an Eagles fan growing up.
Oh, that's even
That's
worse.
I know.
That's
But you know
That's
why,
bad.
though? Do you remember back in the early 80s when Wilbert Montgomery
Yeah.
was running back for the He sat
remember
behind
that.
my
That's too
mom at ACU, Abilene Christian. So, of course, you have a running back sitting next to your mom. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's great. But I grew out of that. I've been here for 20 years, man. I'm a Commanders guy.
Hey, listen, I believe you. Now, Logan did not believe you, and evidently the
God.
fan base did not believe you. So that's why we had to clean that palate right now. But hey, don't worry. For a fact, I know he's a Cowboy fan because his daddy played for the Cowboys, and I used to always tell him that when we was in the locker room. We lost to the Cowboy one day, and I like, is you really a Cowboy deep down inside? Because you don't seem mad as I am.
Right.
So you was mad because T.O. just kept scoring on you. So I
That's a lie. No. But I know for a fact he had Cowboy pajamas growing up for a fact.
Man, that makes me think about, y'all talking about the Cowboys. I remember we played them. Had to be 07, 08?
Yeah.
No, 07.
Yeah.
Blue get the matchup. Greg Williams. We're in the meeting room.
Yeah.
Sean, you got T.O.
Yeah, I remember.
Got lock him in.
Yeah,
this your guy, Sean.
And we're going to worry about the other rest of the team.
Sean played the first half. He balled out. I don't see.
for 3 quarters.
No,
it
Let
wasn't.
me finish the story.
Maybe your head ain't right.
He balls out.
We won that game.
You
by
ball
the way.
out. You ball out that first half.
Yeah.
We won that game too.
Let the man talk.
All of a sudden, my calf. Sean
I took my-
ain't nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
We lost that damn
No,
game,
no, you
Blue. You
didn't.
left us.
We lost
you
that
left us for
game.
I
dead.
tweaked my calf.
You left us for dead.
You know why I tweaked my calf? Because these Redskins didn't know how to practice. These guys know how to practice. They worked us too hard to practice. I didn't need all that. I'm a Ferrari.
London is right. You let us down.
Because we knew you
With
were.
the tweak hat-
We
with
knew
the-
you were.
but
But
here-
we knew this. Only one guy could check it. And that was me.
here's the
No, that's
kicker.
a lie.
When you left, normally, who gonna get the matchup for you? Who gonna take over the matchup? It wasn't Smooth. They gave it to Carlos.
No, this is what they did. When I moved to that right corner,
No, you
they
didn't.
don't move me. All right, I don't do none of that. They got one corner that they know. Greg Williams had already told them. I know who's gonna be there every Sunday. You, all right? Not him, not none of it. All right. So at the end of the day, even when it was me, Carlos, D Hall, and Blue,
You the only
I was
consistent.
the right corner
You
the
the only consistent
whole
one.
entire time. All right, sometimes just don't believe people's words. Believe their actions. All right, that's what you do. Believe their actions.
We were talking about the Cowboys, but so Jinx, you're not a Cowboys fan?
No, I'm not.
You grew up a Cowboys fan. I'm sorry you had to. If my daddy played for the Cowboys, I would have too.
He
grew up a
definitely had some
Cowboy fan.
cowboy pajamas.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. He told me one day, right when he finna retire, I was a Cowboy fan. And then he walked out. That's how he retired. All right, so at the end of the day, this Cowboys debate,
Man, I'm excited about the season, man.
I'm just telling you.
Don't worry about
Sean's
got a
rethinking
Cowboy.
whether or not he wants to be a part of this show. He was like, at first I did.
We need some professional players.
Professional journalists, yes.
Playmakers. London has already talked about being playmakers.
Hey, well, you know what?
We need
It ain't
more
but one
playmakers.
corner up here win a whole year without giving up a touchdown pass. It ain't but one.
That's what happens when you don't play.
Yeah. I played the entire year, started every game.
Hey, next. Hey,
You ain't give up one touchdown the whole season.
Man,
Not the whole
I did
season.
2 seasons like that.
I played 493 snaps, no touchdown.
No touchdown.
No touchdown.
That's impressive.
All right, only 4 corners have did it. Mitra Davis, White, Cortland Sutton. He's never done it. What year was it?
98.
That's a lie.
When I was second in defensive player of the year, but I
I
had
don't-
7 interceptions, 4 touchdowns.
I don't
But
remember.
let's not talk about our personal accolades. We're talking about training camp.
Well, you guys are
Yeah.
dressed to be cool because you guys actually did the work this morning. You were
We was
at
on
a
the field.
camp. Yep,
Yeah.
yep. And you were giving me a hard time because I come strolling in a little bit
Yeah,
late.
looking
Yeah,
casual, just feeling good. Got on your slip on. Dr. Scholl's in there. We can tell how you working, and we just sweaty. We just in there. We been.
Well, you don't just talk about it. You're there. You're looking at the action. You're talking to guys. So
Yeah.
what's one thing that stood out this morning you said, all right, this is kind of popping to me?
You know what really impressed me, and I mentioned this on the Command Center show, the coaching.
Yes.
I know the detail of the coaching, and we were focused on the defense, and we watched the D-line, the linebackers, and the secondary. And even with the secondary, they had them broken up in 3 different groups.
Yep.
They had the safeties, the nickels, and the
And the
corners.
corners.
Okay.
And just the amount of details and how they were drilling those guys and just the little details that they were emphasizing, things like that. That really impressed me because that tells me that this staff really cares about the details.
Yep.
And those are some of the great, that's the way defenses are great.
Yep.
They pay attention to the small things.
Yep. And they said it. Go.
And I think for me, normally by this, being almost a week in the camp, putting pads on you, and it is energy around having pads on because the guy's going to come out
yeah.
like, we're going to hit a little bit. But it's been like that every day.
Yeah.
You think it would die off. It's
Yeah.
not. The
The
energy
energy
is
is there.
high.
Yeah.
And in London, we talked about it last week. You talked about, it was like, man, everybody is not ready for this level of camp. And I'm just blown away that these guys look like they are enjoying playing football out there, running to the ball, a long athletic, receivers making plays, quarterback having great throws, D-line and offensive line competing. Everybody's out there with high energy and making plays.
Like y'all said, I'm very impressed with just no wasted motions at practice, no dead periods where I see guys hanging around doing nothing, grouping up. No, it's just everybody eyes on the prize, and practice just non-stop.
Yep.
We stopping and we stopping and going. We going like even when they doing 7-on-7, the D line and O line, they down there doing 1-on-1 pass rush drills. Like they're making sure that everybody knows that. And I love coaching staffs like that. Like the worst thing you could ever do to a professional football player is put him on a football field and he be indecisive because he don't know what you gonna call and why you gonna call it and what's going on. I think these guys know what's going on because these guys, they're force feeding it right now down their throat and saying, hey, you either gonna learn it and not learn it, but you're gonna learn it how to do it my way. And I think this gonna bring the best out of you.
When you said something about the coaching staff, and this made me think back when the staff was being put together, and we talked about all these different, components. You had a couple former head coaches, the defensive staff that they put together, and all the on paper, this is a great staff. But then when you see them out on the grass and see them coaching these guys up, and this is taking place on the offensive side as well.
Yeah.
Just the details and how they're demanding excellence each and every practice.
And Sean, when you say, it's interesting when you say, hey, this might not be for everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, ultimately, that's a good thing, right? Because you're going to weed out the competitors versus those who just can't hang, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, on a team like this, after what I've seen over the last couple of days of watching practice, like there's going to be some really good players get cut because this team, and way they built it from free agency to the players they drafted to some of the guys that in London. We talked about it again on the sideline. They turned over the roster and they got some dudes.
Yeah.
And if you're not matching that energy, if you're not out there paying attention to detail, you're not out there just competing at a high level with that type of level of energy, it's not for everybody.
No, it's not for everybody. Like playing for Greg Williams ain't for everybody. I might give these guys hell all the time, but I knew what London was gonna bring. I knew what Sean was gonna bring. And if you ain't gonna be kind of teetering at that level, you ain't gonna play with us. We gonna tell coach don't put you on the field with us, and we ain't really quiet. We ain't quiet like that. We be like, nah, he can't really play with us. It's fine. He'll back up. But I like that because then that's the standard. The standard is the standard. And I think that's what this coaching staff is saying. This is the floor. Now, what the ceiling is, that's up to us, but here go the floor.
So what about defensively? You guys are all defensive guys, so I'm sure you kind got to put that eye over on the defense a little bit extra.
Most
What did you
definitely.
see defensively either today or over the past couple days, past week, where you think, all right, this is really standing out to me?
It's just the roster itself. Like, the one thing about the league is we watch each other. I don't have to be on your team to watch you play and perform. We know some of these free agents we getting, they extending. Some of these guys, I done made it to this certain level, like Bobby Wagner. I want to stay at this certain level.
Yep.
Some guys feel like they didn't get a fair shot. If one thing I can say this coaching staff did, and I've heard Coach say this, when we got this roster, we want to make sure the middle was stacked of the roster. Because you can only have so many high-end guys and low-end guys. They say they replaced the middle and made sure they had double the type players that play at that level. So that's telling me they want a constant. And I think I like the way they kind of saying it. They saying it without saying it. They even say it when they ask you about Jaden Daniels. We got everybody a starter on this team. You don't know which week you started, all right? But when it comes to us on defense, hey, I got 19, I got 20 starters. Everybody on here can play.
Yeah, and I hear that. But with that being said, you can make your middle strong, but at some point, somebody's going to have to be the superstar.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
most
what-
definitely.
That's what I was for us.
Yeah, oh, really?
You had to do it. Somebody had to do it.
No, I will say this about London, and which is important because we're going to talk about Bobby potentially, lining. I'm quite sure it's going to come around to Bobby being on leadership and getting guys lined up. That is important to have a guy in London. You excelled at getting us lined up and getting the defense lined up. I'm thinking of superstars. I'm thinking on the defense side of the ball. I'm thinking Allen or Payne. They got to continue the dominance. Those two guys right now are the two that stick in my mind who could be the game changers. At Dallas, coach had Michael Parsons. We got to find a superstar, the middle of the pack, smooth. You got to have a Sean Springs that can make a difference at any time in the game. You need that guy.
Got to have him too.
Well,
That was smooth too. He just slid it in.
Do we really need a Sean Spring?
You do.
He left us for dead.
Yeah, like this.
Go
This
on,
is the type
go
guy.
ahead, go ahead.
Practice all week. I got him, coach. We show a game that
No, that's not
the game
true.
is not on
That's
TV.
not true.
Is
You
it?
got to check the facts. That's not true.
Oh,
Y'all say
no,
that. Y'all say that. Check the facts.
Hey, we need to. What I'm really watching, and I know eventually we'll figure out who that is, who's going to be our dominant edge rusher.
Yeah.
Or edge rushers.
Yes.
We brought in Dorrance Armstrong
Yep.
from Dallas. He's played well for Dallas in a limited amount of playing time. Now he's going to play a lot more. Going to be asked to be a major pass rusher for us. Bring over here
Could it be
Dante
Jamin
Fowler.
Davis?
You got Jamin Davis too?
He's doing that now. We'll see.
Calvin Farrell.
Yeah,
Dante Fowler.
Cleveland Farrell.
Yeah.
Cleveland Farrell.
Yeah.
So it's great to have pressure in the middle, but you also have to have some guys coming off the edge because you don't want to have a situation where you're having to blitz linebackers all the time. Even though Frankie Louisville is a great blitzer, you want to be able to get it. A lot of times, if you can have four guys that's rush the quarterback and kind of get after the quarterback like that.
We're going to pay some bills. Then we're going to play fill in the blank based on what you guys have seen over the past week. Before we do that, we got to tell you about SeatGeek. Breaking news Commanders fans are going to want to hear. It is official. SeatGeek is now the official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders. The deal is finalized. They are the newest member of the Commanders family. If you haven't heard the name yet, you get used to it because you'll hear it all season long. Doesn't matter if you're buying or selling tickets to Commanders games or any other live event in the DMV, SeatGeek is the place to do it. The new official ticketing partner of the Washington Commanders, so Commanders fans can fan.
That's a professional right there.
Let's go.
Fine, baby.
Okay,
You know
so
how
here we
it is.
go.
Yeah.
Make sure you call us on the house phone.
Yes.
As Smoot likes to call it. 703-726-7419. 703-726-7419. Let us know what you think. Leave your comments in the comments section. And no, I'm not a Cowboys
Hey,
fan.
first of all, Cowboys fan. Oh, my fault. But at the end of the day, it's no coincidence why we got the best sponsors out of all the show. It ain't no coincidence why we do.
What's the name of the show?
Get loud. You understand?
It ain't Get Loud with Sean
No,
Springs.
not ever get loud. But that's why we got the
Michael Jackson, Sean
Yeah, no.
Springs.
That's why we got the Seat Geeks of the world, the Bet 365. You know what I'm saying? We got Dulles Airport as a sponsor. We're different than most of these shows, Jinx. We ain't got
You're right.
Yeah, we're different than them.
So fill in the blank. Let's start on offense. From what you guys have seen since the start of training camp, fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Blank was a difference maker.
Well, Terry's always a difference maker. He
Yeah.
showed up multiple times. A guy who's also shown flashes has been Austin Eckler. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Being as a runner and also catching passes. I think he's shown a lot in these few days of training camp to me.
I would say B-Rob.
Yeah.
I think
Robinson.
When you think about his physical stature, you would think about it. He's just a runner, but man, he made some catches.
Yeah,
he can catch the ball. He can run some routes. He can create some matchups in the pass game.
All right, I'm gonna go totally left from all of y'all. On offense, Cliff Kingsbury was the difference maker.
Okay.
I saw a couple people running wide open.
Yeah,
Now,
true.
either you drew that up on the offense with your pen, or we messed it up on defense with the call. But when I see it over and I see it again, now I'm saying the offensive coordinator, he over there cooking. He's trying to figure things out. So I'm going to go Coach Cliff Kingsbury.
Well, it's interesting, too, if you think about all those elements together, right? You got B-Rob, physical back. You got Eckler, who can do a lot of different things. And you have a coordinator now who can use all those skill sets together, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And you got Terry.
And then you have Terry,
Yeah, you got Terry. There was a couple times where Zach Ertz popped too.
Yeah.
He made some plays as well. He's made some plays. So think about this. When you look at this offense, we're going to have so many weapons to get the ball to.
Yeah.
You mentioned, we talked about the backs and their versatility, either as runners or catching the ball out of the backfield, matchup problems. Terry, Jahan, we haven't even
See,
talked
you had
about
said
him yet.
Dotson. I'm a cap point.
I absolutely expect a bounce back season for Jahan. The kid is too good of a football
Yep.
player
Talented, man.
to have the
He's
type
talented.
of season he had a year ago. He's too good of a football player.
He'll be your bounce back dude of the year, most
All right.
definitely.
Here's another one. Blank had the biggest splash play at practice.
I can't say this is the biggest play, but I would probably say Farrell. He tipped the ball when they was doing red zone.
Yeah.
Tipped it high in the air. Somebody almost picked it off in the back of the end zone. Because on defense, tip balls is pick balls. That's how we feel. So in my D-line, I don't need you to get sacks all the time. But if you can get your hands up, disrupt a couple plays, like I always say, great defense is at least knock down 2 or 3 passes a game.
So you're saying he was defensive play? Or
No,
Offensive.
it was offensive.
Yeah.
It's the deep ball to Terry.
Yeah.
Deep ball to Terry. But other than that, Colin Farrell, I like that play. Who you got?
Colin Farrell. I don't know if it's that. Isn't that an actor?
First of all, his name Cleveland. No,
In the offseason, he likes to dip into training camp.
Cleveland Farrell.
Colin.
Cleveland Farrell.
Isn't it Colin Farrell, actor? Okay. A splash play. You know what? It is. I will have to say it's been some tight coverage out there. Again, it's been the backs who I've seen getting the most separation. I was actually shocked to see. I didn't know B-Rob can run routes like that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh no, he is.
Yeah, they didn't utilize him like that because coming out of Alabama, he didn't catch a lot of passes.
They didn't throw it. They just
But
ran.
he caught
that corner
over
today.
30. Yeah, he caught over 30 balls during the last season.
Yes. But yeah, he did. He obviously had some explosive plays. I think it was like a 60 or 70 yard screen
Yeah.
that he took down sideline. But when you see it in person, because you see him, you're just like, oh, he's physical.
Yeah.
He's a typical Alabama running back. And then he looks smooth, man. He looks smooth running routes.
Yeah, effortless.
And maybe, we know Eckler. Everybody knows what he brings to the table.
Yeah.
Right, he's a nightmare on the West Coast. He's been killing the AFC West for years, so people know that. So for me, the big splash play had to be that corner route to B-Rob.
All right.
That was a great one.
Yeah.
Zacchaeus.
14.
Alameda
Okay.
Zacchaeus.
Alameda.
He had a great
All right.
catch.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm going to say that was a great splash play.
Let's go to the defense now, because I know Smoot's down to talk about defense here.
I am.
You
never
hear
played
Coach
it.
Quinn talk about dog-ass competitors.
Yes.
Right? So on defense, who has been a dog-ass competitor?
Bobby Wagner, Mr. Yellow Jacket himself, is a dog-ass competitor. All right? Because the one thing I already know about him, he going to swap that paint. See, I like my middle linebacker to show back up in the huddle with the other team paint going down their head.
We had one
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
We used to. His name was Marcus Washington.
You a hater, man. I had so much paint on my helmet. It's like I had tie-dye on my helmet.
Hey, London, don't let him get
No,
you. Don't let him get you.
when London showed back in the helmet, back in the huddle, I knew what team we was playing. I knew because he would. I see some paint swap right there.
Oh, yeah.
So most definitely, I will give him that.
All right. For me, it had to be. I was looking at the corners earlier when we were studying on Davis. He was
Mike
out there-
Davis.
Mike Davis was out there competing.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Big, long, athletic guy.
They want to give him a chance to start.
Yeah, he was competing today.
Man, since we're on the podcast, we talk about helmets and paint swapping. And we talked about the Cowboys. This made me think about a Cowboy moment. We're playing the Cowboys, and DeMarco Murray tried to stiff arm me on the sideline.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do more disrespectful to a defensive player
than stiff
try
arm.
to stiff arm you. I said, man, I'm going to knock that MF and star off your helmet. Hey, next play, wow!
I've been saying, did you get him?
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, you done got to him. Now he want to use
Now he calling out. He validated. He validated. It was all me.
We got the pads on for the first time today, and I just went back into that mode, man.
Yeah.
I went back into that moment.
Well, let me ask you about that because, that feeling never, I would think, I don't know, but you guys certainly do. When you see it happening, you kind of get caught up in it a little bit like, yeah, part of me. Because mentally, you always feel
mentally,
like
you can do it forever. Physically, you can't.
Get caught up in what moment?
Get caught up in the idea that I can still do this.
Yeah.
Or what part?
Have you seen Sean Lake?
Play football.
Yeah, I've been saying.
I look good.
No.
You look great.
I look good.
Yeah. For a wrestler. All I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you do get caught up in, I want to do it.
Yeah.
My body will not let
They ain't gonna let
me
you
do
do
it.
it.
I did. This is when I think we really get caught up. When we see a guy make a mistake that we wouldn't have made, then we like,
right,
I could have made that play.
Man.
But we respect what goes into them guys getting on that field. But your mental say you can, your physical say you can't.
You sit on that sideline and you watch some of them plays, like at a game, and you watch some of them collisions that happen.
Yeah.
Like, man, I don't know how I did this. Like, being away from it, like, nah. You got to be wired a little bit differently to play that game, man.
For me, it was
got to be wired different.
It was Tuesdays and Saturdays that kept me playing 13 years.
Oh, because he took both of those days off.
Payday and all that. He might have been wired different.
I'm up here thinking, like, what was he doing on Tuesdays and Saturdays?
I know what he was doing. Nothing. Hey, listen, he told me flat out, if I could say any dude stayed true to what he believed in, it was Bluefoot.
Big game, man. Big game blue.
He told me, man, I know how to play double-digit years. I was like, how you going to do that? Watch me.
I changed it.
He didn't practice certain days. He knew how to make sure he took care of himself. Mm-hmm. And he had longevity.
How many years did you play, Smoot?
I'm 10. He 14.
You did get 10 then?
Yeah, he 14.
Okay.
13.
You 13.
Yeah, 13.
That's a long time, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the average career in the NFL? Like 3.5 years, something like that?
2.5
Not
years.
Just a little over 3.
Is it level 3? Okay.
Yeah, it's a little over 3.
Do you think you could have played the game of football? And if so, what position?
I would
We
play
know what
corner,
position.
no doubt.
Corner?
Yeah. I'm not just saying that.
Oh, you would have got on that island with me.
No.
and Chef.
I'm just saying. One time I was doing rehab. This is back. I was just out of college. I was never a big guy, right?
Yeah.
But I was doing rehab. It's a long story, but I ended up at this crazy rehab place because I had some back injuries I couldn't get right, and I had a Texas shirt on. This is in Austin, and this girl comes in and assumes just because I'm doing rehab, I'm doing some weights and
You a
stuff.
football player?
Yeah. She goes, "What position do you play?" I go, "I'm corner, but I don't start. You probably haven't heard of me."
Jay, I'm not saying defense. I'm saying slot receiver, Jinx.
Yeah,
You might look like you have some shiftiness with you, Jinx.
I'm wondering who this Michael Seahorn I'm listening to.
He ready.
That's Phil McConkey over there.
Come on, this year we had what's his name drafted from Iowa.
I got
Yeah,
the safety,
the
the Eagles.
He gonna play corner.
The Gene.
Yeah.
Cooper the Gene.
Cooper Gene.
Yeah.
There you go, right there.
10-1.
I see you as more of a kicker.
Oh, Jinx.
Oh, Jinx.
I see myself as more of a holder.
I get
just hold it right there.
Jinx, I would have gave you a slot receiver.
That's what I said. Slot.
Place kicker.
Slot, man. He got some
Place
place
kicker.
He would remind you of Tim Dwight, which was a baller.
Oh, Tim Dwight was a good player in Iowa.
Nah, Tim Dwight had muscles.
Nah.
Yeah, I ain't say they looked the same.
Graham Gano.
John Hall.
No. Wes Walker.
Wes Walker.
Hey, we calling out kickers. You instead of calling out wide receivers.
Because I think he'd have been a wideout.
Yeah, all right.
You can tell
You know if Jinx can run.
his hair lets you know he's a wideout.
I'd come over and be like, "You want some water, Mr.
His
Snoop?"
hair. Look at his hair. He got the receiver hair. He got the receiver.
I got
That's
you
a
on
good call
that.
with the hair, though. That's a good call with that.
No, he got a good head of hair now. I give
Did
him
you
that.
play football ever?
I couldn't. No, I couldn't.
Growing up in Texas?
I wanted to. This is more information people want to know. But when I was a kid, I had cancer when I was a kid. They took out my kidney. And so I'm a small town in Texas. Like, all of my guys are playing, right? All of my boys are playing, and I want to play. And they're like, dude, if you take one shot,
Like
You're on
yeah.
dialysis. You can't. So I couldn't
Okay,
play.
all
Yeah, so
right,
that was a real
okay,
bummer for me because I
Yep.
love the sport.
That's tough, man.
So here I am talking to a bunch of football players. Not too bad. Not a bad consolation.
No.
All right.
You have won.
On defense, same with defense. The favorite thing I've seen from the team at training camp is
The communication.
Okay.
High level communication. Just on that back end. And when you see, and I think Coach Quinn talked about it, either Coach Quinn or Joe Witt Jr. talk about it, you can hear a good defense. The amount of chatter, especially on that back end,
Yeah.
between the corners, the safeties, you got to be communicating at a high level because everybody has to be on the same page. If not, you give up big plays.
For me, it was running to the ball. You hear Coach Darryl Tapp over there talking about find it, go get see ball,
Yeah.
get ball. Yeah, the guys were running to the ball today. I loved it.
The energy. It's just been in the building
Yeah.
since all this started, since the new coaching staff, since everything. The energy is undeniable. Where the bar is set is undeniable. Do we make that bar? I don't know, but I know where the bar is set at. And I just think that energy, I always been an energy person. I always enjoyed practice. These guys acting like they enjoyed it. And I've been there when guys didn't really want to practice. They still want to show it on their face all the time.
Yeah.
But the last couple of years, I could tell when guys I'm just not really feeling this right now. Not these guys. They seem into it enough that they invest in their time and understand that my job could be gone very easily. And that's what you get with new coaching staff. Everybody's on equal footing.
Yeah.
Right here to try to prove what they can do and what they can't do. So I don't see nobody relaxed.
Here's an interesting question because I feel like we'll get the same answer. Could be wrong. Blank has been the most impactful leader at training camp.
Dan Quinn.
Defensively, if we stay on defense.
Well, Bobby Wagner. Yeah, just because the position first and foremost.
Yeah.
That position
Is required.
requires leadership, but then obviously what he's accomplished so much. But he didn't come in here. He didn't come in here and just throw his resume on the field. He's I'm going out here every day showing you why I have this resume, what I've done to earn this resume, and I'm continuing to add to my legacy and to my resume.
I would say Big John Henry Allen. All right, and I think he one of them guys that want to reinstate and reinforce his leadership because it's nothing like, all right, compared to like when London came in, we had some guys that was already leaders.
Yeah.
That me.
And it's not really a contest, but you can tell when a guy kind of overshadows another guy like London did Sean.
Never.
You know what I'm saying?
Never.
So, like,
Work with me.
think about it. If I'm John Allen, I got the respect of the guy that's been here, but I still got to earn the respect of Mr. Yellow Jacket Bobby Wagner. All right, I'm not the best player he done played with. All right, so it's some guys, like he said, his resume says it all, but he ain't throwing his resume around. So I'd like to see John reestablish himself as a leader.
So when you talk about leadership, and we know that comes with a resume, right, generally. But put resume to the side for a second.
Yeah.
When you see another player in the locker room, you see him doing something, what are those things that player's doing to make you think, I'll follow that guy?
Go ahead, leader.
Yeah, I was just about to say, those are the guys, from perspective, I think those are the guys, one, they do the little things. They're first out on the field, stretching, warming up, doing whatever need to be. And oftentimes they're the last to leave the building at times. I will say that about London. There's been times where I thought I was leaving the building late, and this man's still in the team room watching film. Smoot probably was at home cooking or something already. But those are the things that you notice that help you go to another level. Like, man, this dude's just staying after practice catching balls. He's a defensive player, and he's on the jug stream still catching 15, 5-10 minutes after practice.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. That was for me. I like to see that.
Yeah, I think about when Aeneas Williams came to our team when I was with the Rams.
Oh, yeah.
Aeneas was in his, I think, going to his 10th year in the season.
Yeah.
10th year in his career. He had been a perennial Pro Bowl player for the Cardinals. Even though they were terrible, he was always making the Pro Bowl. And I thought I practiced hard. I thought I was a great leader. Then I saw Aeneas practice. I saw one ball caught on him in practice. One.
Yeah.
Did he get in the game and not many balls were caught on him? But also the way he detailed his work. If he caught a pass in an interception in practice, take him to the end zone regardless of where he's at. He's going to score a touchdown, come back and play the next play. Meticulous note taker in every single meeting. He's taking these notes like it's the very first time he's heard these notes and these coaching points. And that's when you because guys are always watching somebody, especially guys they respect. They're watching, and that's what a great leader does.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's proper preparation prevents poor performance. Those P's. When you see a guy with those P's, that
Say that again. Say it one more.
proper preparation prevents poor performance. So a guy that walks in and one thing I see with London and Tanner all the time, Tanner he'll sit at his locker. He gonna make sure, because he always had hamstring problems. So he gonna make sure he go through this little thing where he gonna go to the training room, he gonna get in the hot tub, then he gonna come put his little sticker things on. This is preparation.
Yeah.
The game, the practice, none of this has started. All right, I would come in, London be coming right out of the steam room. He finna go do this. Even Sean Taylor, same way. He gonna get here early. He gonna do this, and I like, that's the preparation needed. And that prevents them from ever having poor performance. So there go the bar. Once your performance at that bar right there, usually their preparation does that. So that means how they watch film, how they go about every day in practice, how they are on game day. And if you watch these guys, they do the same thing over and over. It's redundant. Same thing. They don't never get bored with it. Just over and over again.
You get your routine, and what it also does is gives you great confidence. When you're prepared, like you done studied this receiver.
It ain't nothing I can do.
You know
nothing
this formation, you know his routes. You done studied this dude so much to when you get into that game and you line up in front of him. What Mike what the Cat Williams say? We between these lines, boy. Like you're so ready to go.
Yeah.
Yep. Like you're confident because of your preparation.
So this is a perfect segue, which is from your past training camps. Think about your preparation, your experiences. So from past training camps, your must-have at training camp was what, Smoot?
The right pillow. I had these pillows I used to go through, and I remember my first one, because my first training camp here, we was in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. We was in the original spot.
Oh, yeah.
That John Riggins, all the rest of the real Washington team, these guys ain't do it. They were kind of soft. So we went there, and I never forget that. Because we was staying on Carlisle, Pennsylvania. We was staying on the college campus. The beds, I ain't looking for the bed to be much. But where I lay my head at, I need that pillow to be everything I need it to be. So I got the memory foam pillow. That's when I knew I was in the money. All right? I got this memory foam pillow, and I never get it. I took it to and I only used it during training camp. So I would take it back home, put it up, and I save it for the next training camp. But I had to have that pillow because I'm not watching much TV. Like when I'm in that room, I'm pretty much going to sleep. I'm trying to get my energy back because we did real two-a-days. I did Marty Schottenheimer two-a-days. So bad that I sat down my first year, was like, I think I should have picked another career. All right, this is real. All right, so I had to bring a certain pillow.
For me, it's in the same. It was my comforter.
Yeah.
You know, my room was cold. I needed to have that certain comfort. I couldn't do the little place we were staying at. They had those little paper thin comforters.
Yeah.
I couldn't
The
do that.
mule sheets.
Yeah, I needed my comforter, and I had my little towel that I had over there, so I was good. That's what I needed.
I was kind of a diva, so I
Still
needed, I can see that. I needed more than one thing. So I needed the television.
Yeah.
I needed a television, and then I needed an alarm clock. I was always paranoid about
being
late.
waking up. Yes,
Yeah.
not waking up, and also I needed a lazy boy chair in my room because a lot of times in those dorm rooms you just got that hard little desk chair and your bed. I need to be able to come in there, kick back in that lazy boy chair, sit back, relax, and just kind of.
What were you doing in Buffalo? Would you just getting you a lazy boy delivered to your room?
Yeah,
How did you get it?
They're not sponsoring us, and I'm not going to shout out who we rented these items from. But you can rent these items, and they would deliver this.
That's a good idea.
And set the stuff up in your dorm room.
Yeah.
So you call ahead. Hey, I want this. I want my TV. I want this lazy boy chair. Yada yada yada.
That's nice.
And you just rent
Good old days, man. Real camp, like Smoot said.
Hey, it was real training camp. I'm not knocking these guys. I think if we had training camps like this, we probably could play 2 more extra years.
I did.
But I also, yeah, you did. You're right.
Boy, you talk about stealing.
Yeah.
Basically stealing. That's what it is. Yeah. But hey, it's called for different things. Different times call for different things.
Yep.
I'm sure.
That was the West Coast. We were like that in the West Coast.
Yeah, I'm sure Doug Williams looked at us and be like, look at these soft dudes doing all this soft stuff. So every generation got their things about them, right?
Yeah. Look at these guys not wearing leather helmets.
Yeah, how could they? Face masks. What are they doing wearing face masks for?
They also were smoking cigarettes in the locker room.
At halftime.
Right.
And they also had real jobs after they left this job. So it's different time, different thing. Now we got quarterbacks making $200 million.
You moonlighted when you were in the NFL.
No, I like to practice blue. Stop it.
I see you moonlighted.
You saying you had a second job?
Yeah, second job. That's why
We're not gonna do that.
Oh, okay.
I'm not.
You ain't gonna tell him what's your second job.
No, I'm not.
There's a reason.
Keep it going. Keep
Keep it moving. All right. Blank was my favorite moment at training camp.
Favorite?
My favorite moment at training camp, man, was
the day is over.
I was about to say that.
The end of the day.
Yes.
my favorite moment, man, was like, I did like seeing the guys the first day of training camp when we came in, seeing everybody.
The first big meeting?
The first big meeting, because we always had, like, you did your little conditioning test and you have like a little dinner or something. But that was like,
everybody catching up.
What you do over the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You act like we ain't seen each other in like months.
Yeah.
But it was like, all right, we here now. Like, so I did love that part, seeing my guys and everybody bringing their stuff in.
My favorite moment, I would say, other than when it was over, was when we had that first preseason game. Because you've been going against your same players on your team for 2 or 3 weeks of practice. You're just tired of going against the same guys. They know your offense. They know your defense. We know their offense. And finally, once you got to that preseason, you start playing games, and it's also, it's getting close to being the regular season.
Getting there for real.
Yeah,
I think it's, now that Blue brought that up, I think it's the check-in. When we check back in.
Right.
Like checking in, everybody dapping each other up. Where you been now? We done seen who we done signed during the offseason. You dapping them up for the first time. And it's just that feeling of belonging.
Belonging?
Belonging to this 1%. We are the 1% that get to play this game, and to look at yourself and be like, in the mirror, I'm part of that 1%.
Yeah.
That's that day when y'all walk in and everybody know, all right, man, I'm here, and not only am I here, I'm a starter.
Right.
Like, I think people take that type stuff for granted, but no, I love that first day of everybody getting back in, and some guys come in, they done changed their body looking chiseled. Some of them come back looking like Blue. You don't never know. You never know.
Well, they look like they changed positions.
Yeah. Look like they've been just eating plates of glue all day.
For those fans out there, never trust a man who shave his mustache.
Well, don't trust London. He can shave his mustache all the time.
Why you gonna throw it on me? You the one up here with no mustache.
This is more military style.
No, it ain't.
Clean cut.
Hey, you know what though? I call this my model look.
Well, a mannequin in the mall in there. Hey, let me pay some bills.
I'll pay some bills. All right.
Let me pay some bills. The Get Loud podcast is brought to you by Bet365, the official sporting bet partner of your Washington Commanders. Bet on a range of NFL markets with Bet365 app. Craft your own personalized bet slip with parlays. Access thousands of games with live streaming. Place your bet before the game, during the game. It's up to you. It doesn't matter. Download the Bet365 app today and join 80 million members worldwide. Age 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Virginia. Gambling problem? Call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. MWAA. We don't travel to escape life. We travel so life don't escape us. We dream of any place in the world, and in the blink of an eye, we're there. That's the wonder of flight. All you have to do is decide where to. Dulles International Airport. Let your imagination soar. Book your adventure today at flydulles.com/nonstop. Yes, Mississippi State Higher Learning Institute. Ivy League. That's why I read so well.
That was good.
Back to the show.
Hey, do you know you got like one of those like what's the word diabolical laughs? Like you think you're like
I'm a villain.
villain?
I'm more like we did like if I was in Marvel, I'd be more of Deadpool, Fredpool is what you can call.
No.
His joke's not that funny.
On the house phone, 703-726-7419. That's 703-726-7419. We're going to play your voicemails.
What, do we got any? All
We
right,
have
we got
some. Producer Anna here. Everyone loves Anna, like the sneaky star of the show.
Yep.
She's got her headphones on. She's like, oh, yes, maybe.
All right, what we got
All right.
today, Am?
Go ahead, you right.
I was watching the conference about the linebacker room tonight, and I seen Smoot and London Fletcher on there. And I went to Youth for Tomorrow when I was a kid with Joe Gibbs' program up in Bristol, Virginia. And I remember we was on a meeting in there, and some of the players that came and some of the coaches back then that came, and I had asked them, I said, if you put all the Landis players in a, you know what I'm saying, in an octagon together, which one would come out last, you think? And the man said, definitely, without a doubt, London Fletcher. Yeah, so this would tell them boys. Tony
London Fletcher's from the suburbs. They said basically, if you put all us in the octagon, all the players on the team, who will come out last? They said London Fletcher.
Oh, that's absolutely 100%.
What D-line? They tell us everything we need to know about our offensive D-line then.
Oh, I think.
You said
Fred.
He said the current Commanders.
No, he said when we played with Coach Gibbs. That means Sugar Fields.
Oh, yeah.
Who every bit of 6'7", 340 pounds.
Can't move, though.
Man,
move.
Man, London from Shaker. He from the suburbs.
Oh,
man.
no.
Yeah, what I said.
Y'all better check my resume. I would have been the last man standing.
London would have been tired.
So they ain't gonna put
man, come on.
So they ain't gonna put money on Sean T. They ain't gonna put money on.
You heard what the man said.
Listen, that's why I gotta call it into question.
You don't believe it, London.
That's why I had to call it into question. Bluefoot. All right, that question. Octagon, all of us. You ain't gonna get Dirty Harry a chance. You ain't gonna get D Hall a chance. You know, the one thing we know about D Hall, he's a fighter now. He will fight.
It's a whole lot of people come to the fight.
They don't leave.
I like how London just put it in like the lazy boy.
yeah, what does that mean?
So it is.
Oh, my dude. It's nothing against nobody. I'm just saying, y'all heard what the man said.
So no Chris Samuels on the offense, no Big Randy.
The man said London Fletcher, man.
No Stephon Hire, no guy.
Oh, come on. Stephon got knees like you.
Terrible.
Hey, they trying to talk about my knees,
Kenny
and
Smith
I'm not
smooth.
even knock needed. They just say it. They just say it.
All right, what's the next one, man?
All right, next one.
Yeah, so I'm here calling from Waukesha, Wisconsin. You know, we out here. But when we talk about Terry McLaurin, I feel like we can talk about, like, you know, his longevity, his durability, because, I mean, the man has only missed 3 or 4 games since the start of his career. I mean, he's 28, and, you know, he's been balling out ever since he got here, you know, exposing Trayvon Diggs that one game. But still, I mean, he's also just, like, a great person in general, one of my favorite Commanders/Redskins of all time. You know, I'm only 15, but I've watched my fair share. You know, I met him twice. He's a good guy to be around, you know. He hates doing them dishes if you know, you know.
He sound like he paid taxes.
Yeah. He said
He sounds like I got 3 sons and we all love
You
him.
can pay taxes at 15.
He's a big fan if he's out Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin,
looking up
too. Thanks for the call.
I mean, man, what is it not to like about you talking about professional? What is it not to like about Terry, man? I do it.
I met his father.
Yeah.
I didn't have to second guess. I already knew who father he was. And I told him when I met him, you did a damn good job with your son. He one of the best players. I got to interview Terry on the day we drafted him. Right after we drafted him, we got him on the radio for his first interview.
Ohio State.
And the first thing Terry said, I can't wait. Because I was bringing up wide receiver to him, man. What you going to bring to today? He like, man, I can't wait to play special team. I like, we got one. I didn't know what he was going to be. His first thing out of his mouth, however I can help this team, he ain't knowing I'm finna be the number 1 receiver. Yeah. Yes. I knew what we would get.
And he meant it.
No, he meant it. He meant every bit of it.
Hey, Fred Smoot, this is Dale Jr. out of Pennsylvania. You were talking about Carlisle. I wanted to tell you a story about the time that you guys had a fan appreciation in Carlisle, PA. I ran right past Darryl Green to you to get an autograph, turned around and looked. I could not believe I just bypassed Darryl Green for you. So I got your autograph. Thank you very much.
You know who else couldn't believe it? Daryl. And Fred.
Hey, guess what?
Listen.
He ran past greatness to go to greatness. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But listen to me.
It sound like he has a couple
Carlisle,
shots on the way over there.
Pennsylvania was hot, son. I mean, 110 degrees almost every day. I had never been to Pennsylvania prior to that. I had a different respect, and then we in the middle of Pennsylvania. You just stick your nose up. You can Hershey, Pennsylvania, nowhere where, so you can smell the chocolate going through there. But only thing in this college town is an ice cream shop. I know what ice cream shop he talking about. We went to this ice cream shop after practice because it was really nothing else to do but go to this ice cream shop. Thank you for running past greatness to make greatness.
Well, speaking of greatness, the Olympics are going on right now.
Yeah, the best of the best.
Before I ask the question I want to ask, are you guys into the Olympics?
Everybody watch the Olympics.
Love it.
Yeah.
I just hate this every 4 years.
Yeah.
But
that helps bring the excitement, the anticipation of it.
Yeah, it does. What's your favorite?
Well, I could have been an Olympic athlete.
No, come on, man.
Seriously, my dad wanted me to be a decathlete because
my dad wanted me to be a preacher. So at the end of the day, what did you say?
My dad wanted me to be 6'3".
Yeah, what did you do talking about?
I literally could have been. I ran track in college. I literally could have been.
Yeah.
We all did a lot of things.
Like, come on. Do you think, where would you have placed in the 99 Olympics? Is that when you was 20, 21 years old?
I probably have been up there with like Dan O'Brien, like tough guy. You're more like Caitlyn
Dan
Jenner.
and Dave, remember those guys?
Like I'm Dan O'Brien, you're Caitlyn Jenner.
Dude, you don't respect these athletes enough. You can't.
I am telling you, I could have ran the 400, the 100, the 200 at a very high level, world class speed. Would have been a decathlete.
Did you have world class speed in college?
No.
Yes.
You did.
No,
Yes, everyone knows that. I don't even argue that.
No,
there's
I just asked you what you run in the 40 when we came out.
I told you 4.2.
You lied. 4.2 what? 9?
I went 4.29, 4.22, 4.21. You name
That's
it.
a whole lot.
That's a whole different, right?
That's a lot.
That's because every day I could get up and do it.
Hey, London, a
different
pair of lips will tell a lie.
Boy, you
All right?
lie.
Like, I want to talk to somebody honest.
Hold on. London, you ran what, a 4.3?
4.38.
I ran a 4.39.
Well, I mean, yeah.
And you got to realize, he lower to the ground than me. His legs shorter than mine.
Listen, you got them knees. The knees is rough.
Y'all got to realize,
Talk about the
London was 215, 220 pounds when he
Let's talk about
lived.
the Olympics. Let's talk about the Olympics. Let's talk about the Olympics.
What's your favorite Olympic sport?
It's track and field. Like, track and field. And I know that's a me against the world type thing, but that's one-on-one. That's like boxing. Like, you have to show up, and not only do you got to beat your teammate, you got to beat.
But you got to narrow it down. What event in track and field?
The 100, the 100 meter, the fastest, like
man and woman.
If you ever want two crowns in the world, these are the two sports crowns. I'm the champ, meaning I'm the best boxer. Either I'm the fastest man on the planet.
In the world.
On the planet. I am
So that
Flash.
means you can either whoop somebody or you can run from them.
I can one or the other.
All right, okay.
The fastest man. What about you? What's your favorite events?
Well, I love the track and field and 100 meter, but I've always, you know, I was a hooper, so I love
the basketball.
USA basketball, even like prior to the Dream Team and all that.
Yeah.
I used to love watching the college players, collegiate teams get ready to play. And I was hurt when we lost the 88 Olympics. When we lost it, when we lost it.
We all do as Americans.
They had a chance. Now, obviously, it brought into the NBA players, but that hurt me.
Yeah, and now it's not even fair watching them men's or women's.
I know.
The rest of the players are getting better at basketball.
Yeah, they get better. But
Yeah.
I mean, you got KD, LeBron, Steph, and Edwards. But I love watching.
It wouldn't surprise us if they got beat.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
It would surprise me.
Man.
It would surprise me. Anyway, man, I am a 1 and a 2 guy as well in all the sprinting events, but this Simone Biles needs to be a lot more talk about.
Gymnastics.
I mean, like what she is doing in gymnastics.
How long can she keep doing it though?
No, she don't need to do it much longer.
No,
you can't be 4'5" and go up 12 feet for 10, 20 years. Like she is doing the most amazing things that we've ever seen in toughness. Right,
the routines are the toughest routines ever attempted.
Right.
You know what's also as intense? Watching the swimming. I was watching
the swimming is
the 400 meter relay.
Yeah.
The women the other day, they were going against Australia.
Australia.
Man, I'm in there like this thing was intense.
Yeah.
No, we was talking about the hardest things to judge.
To judge which sport.
Which sport would be the hardest to judge? Because we said when they doing the swimming, what did we say? The diving?
Like diving's got to be difficult.
Like the diving.
Synchronized diving, does that be tough?
Yes, like the splash from the water.
Yeah.
Like it's all of these small things. Then I had to ask myself, which things that I think shouldn't be in the Olympics?
It's a lot of them that shouldn't be. They keep adding
Break
to.
dancing. Listen to me. I don't know which day break dancing is set for, but I know I got a chance in break dancing, and I'll go say,
Not
I can't,
with your legs.
I can't say this. All I need
possible
is a piece of cardboard. I kill it.
Not with
now
your
he
legs.
gonna think about it.
You can do some Memphis juke.
Curling. I think I might hate curling.
You don't like her? You don't think it should be an Olympic sport?
Yeah, it's a lot of strategy
every
behind
time, maybe I'm just an idiot, and I am. But when I see curling, all I can think about in my head is my grandma saying, "If you don't go in there and sweep that floor, I'm gonna whoop you." All right? In what world is this a sport? And who is the first dude that threw it down there and said, "Hey, clean it out for it to get to where
They
it's
have
supposed to?"
trampoline too. That's one
Yeah.
this
But
year.
curling.
It's so many sports.
Yeah,
that
you
keep
could go
adding.
on.
Jinx, what sports would you have been in, Jinx?
Olympics.
Oh man, in the Olympics, I
Swimming
would
for
have
sure. You might
loved.
have been a diver, Jinx.
I was just gonna say I would love to try diving.
Your hair
I think
too
so-
good.
Oh man, I
Nah,
come
nah,
out
you
just
slicked it back.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
switch-
ooh, you come out that water slow motion. Do this one time. That boy have a head and shoulders commercial in no time.
I'm not gonna lie though. Of like being a professional athlete is pretty exciting, but I imagine being in that Olympic Village is just like
Be something special, yeah.
Just something special.
Hey, the Olympics is real. Like I got respect for these guys to say you the best, to say
yeah.
you the best in the
Yeah.
world. And something like, regardless, we give each other shit about football, but hey, can't no football player say they the best. Even Tom Brady, you can say I'm the best quarterback. You can't ever say I'm the best football player. Like, but when there's nobody that can question you and say, no, this dude right here is the best boxer, the fastest dude in the world, the strongest dude in the world, whatever. That's something that can't nobody take from you, man. On this blue earth, green planet, you are the man. I don't know. I don't think that can be compete with, man.
We got plenty of Olympics left, plenty of training camp left, and we got to do this again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, congratulations to the DMV 30+ athletes leading the United States.
We should talk
in
about
the Olympics.
Yes.
Katie Ledecky, I'm talking about KD. It's just
Quincy,
people
Quincy,
Quincy,
yeah.
it's just people. We got 16-year-olds. We are all over the
Weinstein,
place.
yeah.
I had to get a DMV some props on there. I usually be repping Mississippi right now, but DMV, baby, glad flesh left.
No, we don't want you rep us with nothing. We don't want DMV, don't want you repping nothing. Any man with a shaved lip, don't trust him.
Fred Spoon, Sean Springs, London Fletcher, I'm Michael Jenkins. Thanks for being with us here on the Get Loud podcast. We will see you next week.